Welcome to the next session on finite element analysis. In this session, we are going to discuss about linear strain triangle, that is abbreviated as LST. A linear strain triangle, LST, also known as a linear strain triangular element, is a type of finite element used in structure analysis to model and analyze complex structures. It is an extension of the simpler constant strain triangle, that is CST element, but it allows for a linear variation of strain and hence stress within the element, which makes it more accurate in representing the actual behavior of the material under load. Key characteristics of linear strain triangle: nodes, and LST has 6 nodes, 3 at the vertices of the triangle and 3 at the midpoints of the edges. So if this is a triangle that we are talking about, then this is node 1, this is say node 2, and this is node 3. These are the 3 nodes at the vertices of the triangle, and there will be 3 more at the midpoint of these edges. So edge is 1, 2, here is say node 4, between 2, 3 is node 5, and between 1, 3 is node 6. So there are 6 nodes in an LST. Shape functions. The shape functions in an LST are quadratic, allowing for a linear variation of displacement within the element. Degrees of freedom. Each node typically has 2 degrees of freedom, translations in the x and y direction. So suppose if you are talking about the node 1, here 1 will be along this axis and 1 along y axis. So this is v and this is u. Similarly, for each node you will have 2 translatory motions, giving the element a total of 12 degrees of freedom. The reason is each node has 2, so 6 into 2, 12 degrees of freedom. Strain and stress representation. The linear strain variation within the element provides a more accurate representation of the stress and strain distribution compared to CST elements, especially in cases of bending or complex loading conditions. Now, if you want to know, then the displacement equation for an LST along the x-axis u is given as alpha 1 plus alpha 2x plus alpha 3y plus alpha 4x squared. Now the displacement along y-axis will be given as alpha 7 plus alpha 8x plus alpha 9y plus alpha 10x squared plus alpha 11xy plus alpha 12y squared. So this is in terms of xy, both of them. This is the displacement equation. Now suppose if you calculate the strain, that is going to be the change in value of displacement over x direction. So you can calculate the value by differentiating this entire term. So what will remain is alpha 2 plus alpha 4 to alpha 4 into x plus alpha 5y. So these are the terms which contain x. Similarly, you can calculate dou v by dou y. So that's how you calculate the strain value, and you will see that it is a linear variation of strain. X and y, if you substitute, you will get the value of dou u by dou x, known the value of alpha 2, alpha 4 and alpha 5. It's a linear variation because if you change x and y, you will get different values of strain over here. Unlike in the case of CST element, where the value of strain is going to be a particular value, say alpha 1, beta 2, gamma 3, something of that sort, such that you get a number directly and not an equation. So there we say that the value of strain is constant. Here we say that it is a linear strain variation which takes place. Advantages of LST: improved accuracy. By allowing for a linear variation in strain, LST elements provide a more accurate approximation of the actual deformation and stress distribution within the material. Better convergence. LST elements tend to converge more quickly to the true solution as the mesh is refined compared to CST elements. Discretization and shape functions. The displacement field within the element can be expressed in terms of the nodal displacements using the quadratic shape function. The basic equation always remains the same, that is u is equal to u1 phi 1 plus u2 phi 2 plus u3 phi 3 and so on and so forth till sixth node. These shape functions ensure that the displacement field is continuous across element boundaries and that the strain varies linearly within the element. For LST elements, the shape function is a quadratic equation. Unlike in the case of CST elements where phi 1, phi 2, phi 3 were linear terms. Here also you can calculate V is equal to V1 phi 1 plus V2 phi 2 plus up to V6 phi 6. Applications. LST elements are widely used in finite element analysis for problems involving complex geometries, non-uniform stress distributions, and in scenarios where a higher degree of accuracy is required. Common applications include structural analysis of beams, plates, and shells, analysis of mechanical components under various loading conditions, simulation of stress concentration areas such as around holes or notches. So these are the places where you will find wide application of LST elements, and here you do not use CST elements because these are complex structures which require better solution. Also, the stress is not uniform around holes. If you know, in a plate, if there is a hole or there is a notch in a particular element, then in that area you need to have better meshing as compared to the other areas. Here you require more meshing. That is also called as inflation in terms of structural analysis in ANSYS. We say it is inflation in meshing, that is you give better meshing in that area, you give more concentrated meshing. So in that case LST elements are required as the stress over here is going to be more as compared to these areas. So we prefer LST elements and not CST elements. Formulation of an LST involves defining the geometry of the element, deriving the shape functions, and establishing the stiffness matrix and load vector. So that's how you formulate an LST. The equations which you have for shape function will be different, but when you talk about the other equations for defining the stiffness matrix or for figuring out the load vector, it will be similar to the one which you have done in CST element. The stiffness matrix for an LST is larger and more complex than that of a CST, reflecting the increased accuracy and higher number of degrees of freedom. The equations will be different, but the procedure for calculating or the basic formulas for calculating the value of K will remain the same. Let's take an example. Consider a triangular element with vertices at nodes 1, 2 and 3 and mid-side nodes 4, 5 and 6. The displacement field U in terms of xy within the element can be expressed as U is equal to N1 U1 plus N2 U2 plus N3 U3 plus N4 U4 up to N6 U6, where Ni are the quadratic shape functions. So I was using the symbol of phi. You can also use the symbol of N associated with each node, and Ui are the nodal displacements. The strain displacement relationship and the constitutive equations are then used to derive the element stiffness matrix K and the load vector F. You know F is equal to K into U. This is a basic equation. What you need to find out is this value of K. In summary, LST elements are a crucial tool in FEA, providing a balance between computational efficiency and accuracy for various engineering applications. This is very important because when you have crucial applications, you need to go for LST elements and not depend on CST elements. If you take up CST elements in such cases, what would happen is your solution will be less accurate and your computational time may be faster, but the solutions are not correct. So what is the point in using CST elements? So if you want to strike a balance between the computational efficiency and also you want to get a better solution that is more precise, you should go for LST elements for complex cases. So with this, I end the session. I hope you have understood what is LST element. If you have any doubt, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.